Hi, thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate it. I've got a few stories this evening, all of them on healing. I hope that you enjoy them. A number of years ago, I was between churches, as I normally was, because I was looking for a church where um, people believe the Bible and they believe God. And in the Woodbridge area of Virginia, I was having a hard time finding one of those churches. I was driving down the road and I didn't hear the Lord speak to me, but I had a very strong feeling right in here that He was talking to me. And He said, "Turn left here." So I turned left, went down the road, and there was a church there of a certain denomination I didn't care for. And He said, "Go here." I said, "Oh no, Lord. Really? These people don't believe the Bible. They just pretend." I still felt like He wanted me to go there. So I walked in, and they greeted me like I was some long lost relative. They really made me feel welcome. They took me over to a Sunday school class and told me, "This is the adult Sunday school class. Have a seat, and then afterwards we go upstairs for worship." Well, I sat there and I listened to what they called a Bible class, and it wasn't, but I didn't say anything. I went up, did as I was told. I went to the worship service and I started attending there, and then Judy started attending there with me. She's always been my buddy. I think we had been there a couple of months. One day in Sunday school, this fella came in. I called him Big Bob for obvious reasons. And he explained that he had been to the doctor, and the doctor told him he had leukemia. And he reached in his pocket and he pulled out what looked like a tape from a register, sales tape from a register. And it had numbers all the way down. And I said, "What is that?" And he said, "This is the printout of my blood gases." I thought, oh boy. So after class, I told him, I said, I believe that if my wife and I pray for you, the Lord will heal you of leukemia. And he said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." "Would you like us to pray for you?" "Yeah, if you want." Oh, the faith was just exuding from him. We prayed for him anyway, because God loves him. Well, a couple weeks later, he came back in again. He pulled out another tape and announced that the doctor told him he does not have leukemia. It's gone. And he had the blood gases to prove it. Oh well. His wife understood what happened. And she came to my wife and I, and she thanked us profusely. There was another man in that class, another Marine, by the way. He had been in the 1988 bombing in Beirut of the Marine barracks, where I think 300 men were killed. And he had shrapnel wounds from mortar rounds and had almost lost both of his legs. And he told the class that he's been fighting the pain in his legs for years. And that, well, it was less than 6 years. Let's say, I forget when this was, 91. About 4 years. He had been fighting the pain for about 4 years. And he said that after a lot of thought and talking to the surgeons at the hospital, he's going to have his legs amputated. Everybody's eyes just flew open. And after class, I went over to him and I told him, I said, I believe that if my wife and I pray for you, the Lord will heal your legs. He will take the pain out of your legs. If you will allow me to pray, we will and he will. He said, okay, got nothing to lose. So Judy and I prayed for him. And that evening, I forget whether I got a call from him or someone called me. I can't remember. But anyway, we heard that he's not going to have the operation. He's not going to be amputated. The Lord healed his legs. At least took the pain away. I didn't see his legs. I don't know how bad they were before. I don't know how bad they were after. But he could walk without pain. So he was healed. Got a third story for you. I used to have a jail and prison ministry. And I'll tell that story at some future time. But on Sundays, I would go into our local jail and I would preach. There is nothing like a captive audience. Anyway, I went in there one Sunday and I was preaching about something. I don't know what it was, but I was sharing also about my back, how I had a bad back at one time and the Lord healed it. And I asked if there was anyone in the group there that had a bad back or something wrong with a leg or anything that they would like me to pray for. I believe the Lord will heal you. And this young man stood up. He came over and he said, I've been lifting stuff and I hurt my back and it hurts horrible. I can barely walk. And I knew where he was coming from. I said, okay, I'll pray for you. I prayed for him and nothing happened. I wasn't surprised because it's been my observation that when I pray for people, it usually takes a day or two or a week or 2 weeks for the manifestation to come about. So I got a letter from him a few days later telling me that evening the pain had gone completely away and he has been without pain in his back ever since that evening. And that was that. Well, that's the end of these stories. If you like them, do me a favor. Hit the like button. And if you want to, you can subscribe, hit that button. But more importantly, I would appreciate it if you'd hit that share button and share with your friends. Thank you.